It took me years to cure my laziness, but I'm going to cure yours in just the next couple of minutes. And probably to your surprise, I'm not just going to rehash the same dopamine detox bullshit that you've already heard 1,000 times before. I am going to instill a mentality into you so that you can actually stay consistent with these things that you have failed to stick with for all of this time and finally get back on track to becoming the man that you've always dreamt of becoming.
And here we go.
Brother, you need to understand that you are going to achieve amazing things in this life because the fact that you are already seeking out videos like this instead of just rotting your brain with mindless and meaningless content, that alone already puts you so much farther ahead than 99% of people because that means that you are willing to make a change. Most people spend their entire life working a job they hate, consuming instead of creating, which inevitably leads to their premature death that no one even cares about because they never did anything worth caring about while they were here. So to begin with, props to you for that. But with that being said, the only way that you are going to achieve those things that you have the potential to achieve is if you get your fucking head out of your ass and you stop trying to envision a place where the work all of a sudden gets easier. You have to train your brain into thinking that no matter what you do, no matter what you accomplish, or no matter how far you've come up until this point, this shit is everyday life. Every time you win and every time you continue to improve yourself and achieve the amazing things that you are destined to achieve, that shit is normal because it's going to instill a mindset into your brain that everything and anything that you embark on or any challenges that you face along the way is a part of the process of fulfilling your mission. You tell yourself that you want to make all this money, build this insane physique, and achieve all of these goals. But how the fuck do you expect to achieve all of these great things if you can't even do the simple shit like going to bed on time and waking up when you said you were going to? Now, granted, if you're staying up late and sacrificing sleep to do the actions that are required to get you closer to those goals, fine. I fully endorse that mentality because I'm living it right now. I didn't get home from work last night until 12:30 at night, and I still woke up at 4:30 just like I do every single solitary morning. And if you don't believe me, go check my Instagram stories. But if you're staying up late doing fuck knows what, or if I'm sacrificing sleep doing things that are not aligned to my goals, I would have to cut it off. Because there's a quote in the Bible that says, if your right hand causes you to sin, cut it off. Now, obviously, that's a metaphorical phrase, but the concept of it is that if there is something, somebody, or anything in your life that is not aligned with your goals and the man that you want to become, it has to go. And if you are truly as ambitious as you say you are, and you can't even imagine living a normal life like everyone else around you in your day-to-day life, then realistically, there shouldn't be any resistance that should delay you from cutting off these things or these people out of your life. But trust me, I get it. I understand the addictive nature of all these vices that our generation of men have been led to believe that they're just normal and they're just okay to indulge in all of these different things. But it's just not. I'm sorry. I know it hurts your little ego and it breaks your little heart that it's not okay to curl your toes into the bed sheets after you just nutted into a sock for the third time today. You're a bitch. You have to put your purpose over the pleasure of these instant gratification activities that are steering you away from your goals and the man that you are destined to become. The version of you that already exists in the multiverse that has achieved all of the things that you want to achieve, who's living the life that you want to live, who's making the money that you want to make, who has the physique that you want, who has the woman that you want to be with, would obviously not partake in these degenerate activities, right? So what you must do is place yourself in the shoes of this man in every single solitary situation that you find yourself in, no matter how small it might be. Think to yourself, what would the highest possible version of me do in this situation? It probably wouldn't be scrolling on my phone late at night. It probably wouldn't be eating shitty processed foods that affect my brain's cognition and my ability for my muscles to recover properly. It probably wouldn't be surrounding myself with people who drag me down instead of lift me up. You have the benefit of potentially working with me if you're qualified enough, and I will guide you every single solitary step of the way to not only get you to where I am now and the mindset that I have and the physique that I've been able to build, but I will take you where I am headed as well. Because the systems that I use with every single one of my one-on-one clients are the exact same systems that I have used in the past and that I use to this day. Because I run my business with the mindset that I am not going to make you do anything that I wouldn't do myself. It is as simple as that. But when I first started my journey, I had nobody. It was all on me for the first 2.5 years once I opened my eyes and I began the pursuit of becoming the highest possible version of myself. For 2.5 years, I talked to absolutely nobody because all of the people that I used to be friends with were either drug addicts, borderline alcoholics, and went out every single solitary weekend and did hedonistic shit. But you have the benefit of coming to me with all of your problems, being able to ask me questions, being able to come to me with that energy and that excitement that you can get off of your chest where you're like, holy shit, these workouts are insane. I've never felt this good in my life. I'm learning this. I'm applying this. I'm accomplishing this. Boom, 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 boom. You have the benefit of that. I had me, myself, and I talking to myself in the mirror every single night, thinking to myself, I have no idea if this is going to work. But I know for a fact that if I stay consistent and focus on where I'm headed, I will become worthy and become capable of the man that I want to become. I had to become it. You essentially get to start with it, and you would be an absolute fool to take it for granted. So once you get the mindset down, the implementation of the other three things that I teach, which are habits, training, and nutrition, will be so easy for you. But only once you instill the mindset first that I just explained to you. Because the mindset always has to come first with anything that you do. That's why it's mindset, habits, training, and nutrition, not blowjobs, bottles, bitches, and a Bugatti. And listen, I understand that me yelling at you right now is getting you all fired up and motivated. But if my seeds fall on bad soil and this mindset is never implemented, then all of this time that you're spending watching this video is useless. Because for the next couple of days, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. You're going to be all motivated, you're going to be fired up, you're going to be getting after it, and it's going to be all good, right? But what do you do on those days when shit hits the fan and the last thing that you want to do is get out of bed in the morning when that alarm clock goes off at 4 o'clock in the morning? What do you do on the days when TikTok looks like the most enticing and tempting thing in the world and all you want to do is sit on the couch and scroll? What do you do on those days? I'll tell you what you do. You implement this mindset and you either hold yourself accountable or you get someone like me to hold you accountable to it, because I do not want my seeds to fall on bad soil. The stuff that I just told you is 100% guaranteed to work, but only if you do the following three things. You show up every single day, you listen to everything that I say, and you work your dick and balls off. Because everything that I just told you, I have personally implemented into my own life. And it's how I was able to go from vaping since the age of 15, addicted to drugs since 16, addicted to porn since the age of 9, drinking almost every single solitary night for a stretch of 5 years, trying to sleep and talk with multiple women at once, to where I am now. Even though I am just getting started and you guys are going to get to look back at these videos in 2026 and 2027 and be like, damn, he was right. But it is this mindset that has gotten me out of the hole that I dug for myself for the previous 7 years of my life. And the only way that you're going to be able to do the same is if you implement the things that I teach and make them a part of your everyday life. You have to wake up every single day and think to yourself, how blessed am I that I get to wake up every single day and push myself to become better than I was yesterday? How blessed am I that I get to have this level of ambition when most people are content with being 30 pounds overweight, working a job that they hate for 40 or 50 years, and having less than 5K in their bank account for the majority of their life? How blessed are we? And when you go through your life with this mentality, the bad habits no longer become that enticing. Waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning becomes the greatest thing in the world because you know that God has placed you in this position for a reason. God has wired your brain the way that it is for a reason. And all these desires and temptations that are being thrown your way, understand that they are nothing more than tests from God Himself. And with every single one of these tests, He's asking you, He's saying to you, I hear how bad you want it, but I want you to show me how bad you really want it. And every single time that you indulge in one of your vices or you engage in an instant gratification activity instead of delaying the gratification for your future self, it shows him that you are not ready yet for the gifts that he has waiting for you. You are not ready yet for the abundance of blessings that are ready to come your way. And once you implement this mindset as your foundation, the other three pillars that stack on top of it, which are habits, training, and nutrition, will be so much easier to implement. And God will look at you with a smile on his face and he will say, "You are finally ready, my son." And he will begin to show you and guide you down the path to becoming the greatest man that your bloodline has ever seen. But I fucking love you, boys. And as always, remember, success is not the best revenge, it is the only revenge.